I've never seen such an orderly violation of the rule of law.
Can I get a picture with you right here by the truck?
I would love that.
In God we trust, gentlemen.
I still not really sure what to make of the fact that there's a golf course. That's the first thing that you get when you come to the United States of America. It is a little bit of, there's a lot of irony here.
Local residents or U.S. citizens are concerned about making the next hole while their country's being invaded.
It is the interesting.
I call it the Titanic.
It really is. I was thinking about what the right analogy is. The people who are singing songs and having drinks as the Titanic is sinking right here.
That's what it is.
What's your goal here?
The goal here is to see for myself and learn exactly how practical the solutions we're talking about really are. I mean, we talk about militarizing the southern border, but what does that mean? We're putting together a plan internally, but I'm not going to put that out without seeing with my own eyes what exactly the situation is. And so if we're saying militarize the southern border, what does that actually mean? What does that practically entail?
Just rescued some folks over here.
Let's
if you want to catch
yeah,
them
let's take a look. Yeah.
Come down. Mexican side.
Yeah.
¿De qué país eres? ¿De qué país eres? Honduras.
Yeah.
¿Qué edad tienes? She's 12 years old. She's from Honduras.
Can I say hello to her?
Te va a decir hola. Te quiere
I'm
saludar.
Vivek.
¿Cómo te
Good to
sientes?
meet you.
¿Te rescataron?
You can give her some. We can give her some space. Yeah. I wish I could speak Spanish effectively, but ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? Like why?
She came over.
Yeah. ¿Por qué?
Él está preguntando por qué decidiste venir a Estados Unidos. For a better future. So that's the reason why I came over here to the United States, for a better future.
That's her father?
That's her father.
She seemed very earnest when she was speaking to you.
Correct. And that's
And her
the
father.
interviews I've done.
Seems
Hundreds of
like he's
interviews. I speak
struggling.
to-
He was trying to swim across, and then they recovered him.
Correct. Yeah. So that's
How regular is that in terms of what you see here?
every day, all day.
It's sad to see.
It is. I've witnessed drownings. A lot of migrants.
He's
I've
not doing
talked to
well.
them on the
Yeah, I
Mexican
mean, this
side,
doesn't seem
and
particularly-
pregnant women. See just
Pregnant women swimming, crossing?
Yes.
I think it is inhumane to watch a 12-year-old girl who was separated from her mother with her father, who's entering critical care, now separated from her father as he's getting that medical care. She sits under that bridge. It's not humane to the people who are crossing, and it's wrong to the people who are in this country. And if you hear about the hospitals here being actually taken up by care for migrants, unable to take people who actually live here on this side of Texas, it's wrong for everybody involved. And so my moral obligation as the next US president, if I'm elected, is to the people in our own country, in our own homeland. Mexico's president has a moral obligation to the citizens of their nation. But we have to be very clear about that. And I think when we're ambiguous about temporarily virtue signaling by allowing that to happen, claiming that's humanitarian when it's not, everybody's worse off. And most importantly, from my vantage point as US president, the people of the United States are worse off. People are coming here for a better life.
Exactly. And,
Now-
and the other
This
question is why now? And they'll
Yeah.
tell you, it's like with this administration, they feel like there is an open border.
Yeah.
And I've asked them, like, have you heard of President Trump? It's like, yes, and that's what we're
And that's,
coming now.
that's the guy you
They wanna
don't
get
didn't want to
setbacks.
come during his
Correct.
tenure,
Exactly.
but they're intentionally coming now. You have incentives. We're human beings. We respond to incentives. There's a cost to coming over. There's a probability of success, depending on what you see in the border. Then there's the upside of coming. We're making the upside quite high, the cost quite low, and the risk isn't very high of coming over either. Now, many people are taking health risks, which are inhumane even to them, but increase the cost, lower the probability of success, and lower the payoff for having come. This would be this is a pretty serious deterrent.
Somewhat, but as you can see, they'll bring their blankets.
Yeah, you can throw that right over.
And that's how they get.
So this is barbed wire laid down by the state, by Texas. It does, I have to admit, look like a pretty effective deterrent. This is sharp, I promise you. However, if people literally walk across that half of the river and getting to that little island, that little small strip right there, that's considered U.S., such that Customs and Border Patrol, I'm told, then actually helps cut through this barbed wire for people to enter safely. So that doesn't make sense, right? Think about the incentive structures. Yes, this looks like a really difficult thing to navigate. Yet if CBP is cutting a passageway for people to come in, all they have to get to is that little island over there. It kind of makes the rest of this a bit of a farce.
The Border Patrol just turned 99 years old this past May.
Oh,
It
did?
took this administration
6 months to completely dismantle
Wreck.
99 years
Of hard work.
progress.
Well, hopefully if it takes 6 months to dismantle it, we can take 6 months to get it right back on track. We know how to seal this border. We've done it before, we can do it again. The Remain in Mexico policy, take them and send them right back to the other side of that border. That's achievable. There's a question of political will. And so what we need is a US president in here that looks at this through the standpoint of migrants. There's a cost to coming over. We need to raise that cost. There's a probability of success. We need to bring that down. Aquatic barriers and more that we can easily put in the water to address it. And then reduce the payoff from coming here. Don't just take people here to the processing center 30 minutes away, send them back to Mexico. Those 3 simple steps would solve this border crisis as we know it. The country that put a man on the moon can definitely do this, and I can see that with my own eyes from being here. This is a question of political will and fortitude. It's going to take a new president to do it, and that's going to end on my watch.